So here is the topic is individual right to privacy. Okay, so in this digital era there has been significant increase in the use of technology. As the technology is progressing, so are the privacy parameters are in dangers. Okay, so we can say we all are using internet nowadays. Okay, and there are lots of informations are available of each person nowadays. Okay, like our online surfing habits. Okay, our financial transactions. Okay, our personal communication, as well as so many information like your name, address. Okay, date of birth, email address, social networking IDs. Okay, and online shopping activities. So lots of information are available nowadays on internet. Okay, and these all informations are known as personal data. Okay, so privacy issues come into the picture when personal information is collected, used and shared without the permission or without the knowledge of authorized person. Okay, so that means if we say individual right to privacy, okay, so this means it may be defined as the claim of individuals, groups, or we can say institutions to determine when, how, and to what the information about them could be communicated to others. Okay, that means we have a right to give the knowledge. Okay, which type of information and when or how that information can be communicated to others. Okay, means nobody can use our personal data, or nobody can collect our personal data and used it. Okay, so this is called individual right to privacy. Okay, so now to avoid this type of unethical activities, okay, so we have to take certain preventive steps. Okay, the first one is be careful about sharing your personal information on social networking sites. Okay, never share your login details with anyone. Okay, the meaning of login details is your ID, password of email of any social networking site. Okay, so don't share these information with anyone. Okay, never click on links of unknown sources. Okay, and always keep your computer with security softwares. Okay, so these are some preventive measures which we can do to avoid this intrusion of privacy in our life. Okay, the next unethical activity is software piracy. Okay, so first of all, what is the meaning of software piracy? Okay, so it means illegal duplicate copy of any software. Okay, so whenever a software is copied and distributed illegally, it is called software piracy. Okay, and whenever we are using software of someone else, so we need the license of that software, which we should buy from the authorized person. Okay, and we are also increasing software piracy by performing several activities, such as we purchase a single licensed copy of the software and load it onto several computers. Okay, so this process is called soft lifting. We also make unauthorized copies of software and distribute them. Okay, as well as we install unauthorized copies of software on the hard disk of personal computers. Okay, so these are the several activities by which we encourage the software piracy. Okay, next is steps to prevent software piracy. The first one is always buy the licensed copy of software. Okay, and avoid using illegal software CDs. Okay, always download the software from manufacturer's website. And whenever we are going to install any software in our computer system, so always register that software. Okay, so these all are different type of steps by which we can prevent software piracy. Okay, next topic is intellectual property rights. Okay, so first of all, what is intellectual property? Okay, so intellectual property is a term that referring to the legal property rights of a person over his or her creation of mind. That means if someone has created any of software, project, book, music, etc., so any of creation is the intellectual property of that person, means he or she is the owner of that creation. So under intellectual property law, owners are granted certain rights over the use of his or her creations for a certain period of time. These rights ensures that the creator's hard work is safe and protected from unauthorized copying and piracy. Okay. Next one is steps to protect intellectual property rights. Okay. So the first step is patent your inventions. Okay. So first of all, the meaning of patent is the right which protect the property of any person. Okay, so patent is a right relating to the new inventions that grants the inventor the sole right to make, use and sell the invention for a specific period of time. Okay, for example, suppose anybody has developed any software. Okay, so now the software is the property of that person. Okay, and that person is the owner of that software. Okay, and if that person patent the software, then patent will give the right to that person to make, use and sell the invention or that software for a specific period of time. Okay, and in India the validity period for patent is 20 years from the date of filing of patent application. Okay, the second step is copyright your art and publications. Okay, so first of all, what is the meaning of copyright? So copyright is a legal right granted by law to the creator for his original work. Okay, so that means if someone has created any art, or we can say any means novel, poem, any music, okay, any architectural design, okay, or any software, so the copyright law prevents other to create a copy of the work, translation of the work and distribution of the work to the public. Okay, if someone is copying the work without the permission of the author or the organization, legal actions can be taken. Okay, and this copyright of work last for more than 70 years even after the death of its author. Okay, and one more step is there, that is register your trademarks. Okay, and this step protects your brand names, logos that identify and differentiate the products of one manufacturer from that of others. Okay, and the validity period for a trademark is 10 years and can be renewed. Okay, so these are the steps by which we can protect intellectual property rights. Okay. Next topic is cybercrime. Okay. So the meaning of cybercrime is the crimes which are done through online, or we can say using the internet. Okay. So cybercrime is any illegal activity done through the internet. Okay. Such as when somebody can steal your email ID or password and use it to send fake emails to people. Okay, as well as somebody can theft your credit card details. Okay, and Other type of frauds can be happen like ordering good on your name, extracting the mobile phone contacts, etc. Okay, so these all are the crime which is done through online, okay, and known as cyber crime. Okay, and this cybercrime come under the jurisdiction of Indian Penal Code. Okay, so whenever somebody is doing any type of crime using the internet, okay, so that comes under the IPC, okay, that is Indian Penal Code. Okay, next one is cyber crimes can be divided into three main categories. Okay, so cyber crimes against an individual person, crimes against any property, and crime against an society. Okay, so these are the three main categories, okay, in which cyber crimes can be happen. Okay, next topic is safety measures while using computer and internet. Okay, so let us look at the various safety measures which should be undertaken while using computer or internet. Okay, the first one is minors should be always surf internet under the supervision of their parents. Okay, second point is parents should decide and suggest age appropriate websites to their children. Okay, next one is to minimize the chances of the attack of hackers and crackers, one should use strong passwords. Okay, next one is set up your computer for automatic software and operating system updates to make your system robust. Next one is keep regular backup of your important data. Okay, and ignore unwanted and strange emails and be cautious of attachments. Okay, so these are some safety measures which should be followed by everyone whenever they are using computers and internet. Okay, the last topic of this chapter is digital footprint. Okay, so as we know, footprint is the information left by a foot or shoe on the ground. Similarly, a digital footprint is the impression, or we can say information about a person that exists on the internet because of his online activity. Okay, so the meaning of online activity is such as whenever we are filling any registration form, we are sending any email attachment, we are doing online shopping, we are commenting on a social networking site, and we can say we are uploading any videos and images, etc. Okay, so these all are known as online activities. Okay, and these activities will be stored in the database of internet. Okay, so that means these information leave a trail of personal information or personal data which is available to others. Okay, so this is known as digital footprint. That means the online, or we can say the personal information about any person that is present online is called digital footprint. Okay, and this digital footprint is also known as digital dossier. Okay, and this digital footprint can be categorized into active and passive data traces. Okay, and the active data traces are those data traces which the user leaves intentionally. Okay, such as email, chats, Facebook, and blog post. Okay, so these all are the active data traces. Okay, and whereas passive data traces are such as whenever we are searching any information using any website, or whenever we are doing any online shopping. Okay, so these type of activities are known as passive data traces. Okay, so whenever we are using internet, so always we have to follow some guidelines. Okay, the first one is never post any silly and abusive comment. Okay, do not log on to inappropriate websites, Do not upload any inapt picture. Okay, and avoid accepting the friend request from strangers. Okay, so these all are some guidelines, okay, which we follow whenever we are using internet, because whatever we are doing on internet, so actually that is the information about us. Okay, that will be stored in the database of internet. Okay, one more point is there: be vigilant and extra cautious while being online, as your carelessness or ignorance may generate a negative digital footprint which can spoil your reputation. Okay, so always be cautious and vigilant whenever we are using internet, and always follow the guidelines. Okay, so this is the end of your fourth chapter. Okay, I hope you understand it, and thanks for watching this video.